should have got you a cigar for the episode.
Yeah.
And me a sock puppet or something.
I love it when I'm playing Conquer.
Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of Tank Talk. I'm Brandon.
I'm Keith.
Whistle boy.
Did it sound anything like it?
It did.
Good. That was the theme song of
The A-Team.
Did you want to go ahead? We shouldn't have gotten into it.
Yeah, well, sometimes I think I want to build up to it, but then I think you're going to see it in the title. So it's not like each title is just
Surprise!
Tank Talks. What are they talking about this week? Like
I
people
wish.
go into it.
I wish we could have. One day maybe we'll develop a fan base, and then they'll be like, take away the name. We want to be surprised.
I think also they can tell about those nifty thumbnails you make.
Ooh.
I've gotten a lot of
Nifty.
compliments.
Really?
Well, they compliment me,
Right.
But then I say, well, Keith did it. And they're like, we all doing a good job. And
They
I'm like,
say-
I didn't do any of that.
They say you did a good job on that?
Because I'm like, I didn't even pose for it. Like, even the photo is something you had to find and screenshot. Like, I'm not even doing you the service of saying, like, oh, you need a sad face?
It's actually interesting that whenever I want to have a thumbnail of us both looking forward, we literally never look forward at the same time.
We don't?
Nope.
Well, how about now? There you go.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
use that for all of them.
Last week I spent like 10 minutes scrolling through and like I'll be looking forward. See, you're not looking forward right now. And then as soon as you turn, it's unnatural, or it's just natural. Excuse me.
Keith, I know usually we do a little thing before we get into the meat.
Yeah.
We have a little salad.
Yeah, we usually like to try to segue.
So today I've realized that I've been doing this thing where I look at people inside of a store and I try to guess which car is theirs in the parking lot.
That sounds like a fun game.
It is. And I feel like when I was thinking about it earlier, I thought, well, maybe it comes across as, well, let's see, I bet the poor people are going to drive a poor car. But it's interesting because you see people who like are dressed really nice.
Yeah.
And you like assume, oh, I wonder if they're driving the nice car, but they're not.
Turns out, yeah.
And vice versa.
How is it that you don't wait until everyone who is at the store when you went in leaves so you can see, right?
Well, I don't usually do it at a Walmart because there's just too many people. But at your local Piggly Wiggly or Dollar General,
Right.
I feel like it's easy to say, okay, I noticed these 3 cars outside, and I feel like I usually don't do it if it's just like a 2007 Suburban or something.
Right.
Like if it's a really beat up car or a really nice car.
Really, the game you're almost playing the game. I wonder who drives that.
Mm-hmm.
Almost.
And I don't know what to do with that info, but that info is just out there.
Exactly.
So it's talking about info, the A-Team.
Yeah, talking about info, we need to cut because the camera's dying.
Yes.
And we're back. Sorry about that, folks. The camera, we tend to not charge before we start shooting.
We don't. Now,
Living on the edge.
The A-Team. It's won a lot of awards, including the National Society of TV People ranked it the best show of all time.
Wow, that's impressive.
The Freezer Awards said that it's the most chill show of all time.
Brandon, are you making these up?
Both of those awards are made up, but
Okay.
they did win awards.
I was pretty wary of it when you said TV People.
So this whole video, I got on a A-Team high because there was an Easter marathon on.
Which makes complete sense.
It
He
does.
has risen the A-Team helicopters? I don't know.
And it's from the theme, like from the theme music to the characters to the stories. It's one of those TV shows that comes along once in a generation. Like there's not a lot of A-Team shows.
Not a lot of them at all.
I feel like there's shows that you can say, oh, well, here's a lump of all the doctor shows, here's all the cop shows.
Right. I think for you, because we were talking about earlier, and Brandon, the A-Team's very important to Brandon. It's very near and dear to your heart.
Yes.
I feel that way. I'm laughing at the sound of an ice machine just plopping ice all during this video. But that's the price you pay whenever we don't have a studio and we have to film places and film in random buildings. Anyway, Dukes of Hazzard is that for me. It's that program.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way you feel about the A-Team is the way I feel about Dukes of Hazzard.
Eventually, we'll have to have a Dukes of Hazzard theme episode as well.
But there have been talks.
I was watching yesterday, and one thing that I noticed, because I was wondering, because a lot of times on TV shows, when like it's these types of characters or characters that are on the run or whatever, I wonder how are they making their money?
Right.
Like Scooby-Doo, I used to think, how are they affording all of this food and gas? Because you know that van's taking a lot of gas.
How are these hungry teens getting all this money?
And I just wonder, because it's never explained.
Right.
Like even with Supernatural, I haven't paid close attention, but I feel like they kind of showed like, oh well, they have like a network of friends, or
Right.
oh, he hustles people in games of pool. So like you can kind of understand like, okay, this is how they're getting
Right.
their stuff. But with the A-Team, I watched it and I noticed that they were making money like from people, because they were like soldiers for hire.
Sure.
And now,
a fortune.
yes. Now for some of them, they were doing it for free because people couldn't pay.
Of course.
So, which I thought was really cool, but I equally thought it was cool that they were making money like from these places. And I feel like that's just the free market working
That's
right
right.
there.
The free market of people getting under the table cash for violent acts.
It makes sense. Like the cab company, they help them. So now that cab company is the
This
only
is an episode.
Yeah, like the cab company is the only one in town. So they said, okay, well, here's the money right now, and later on we'll be getting a cut of the proceeds, which it makes sense.
It does.
Because now you don't have to live in fear. Now you're going to make a lot of money, so why not help these people that have helped you out?
I completely agree, Brandon.
So
That is something that other television shows do not do. And this, you're opening my eyes. The A-Team has got it all. No wonder the National Organization of Obese TV People, is that what it was?
the National Society of TV People, the NCOTV.
National Society of TV People that rated it best.
So now, Keith, I have two questions for you. The first question is, who do you see yourself as in the A-Team? Because I think we can all see ourselves in the A-Team.
Everyone can see themselves as someone. When you look into the looking glass of the A-Team, I would have to say, because we were talking about we're only two people, the two of us,
Yes.
obviously. There's no one else here. But I feel like each of us would have to fall into two roles, and I think we very easily fall into two roles. I don't want to say like, oh, obviously I'm this way. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying if we had to fit into roles, each of us I think would fall into two of these
You're
roles.
Decker and Murdoch. No.
No. I wasn't gonna put any of us as the villain. But not toot my own horn, but I think I would be Hannibal and Baracus. I would drive, and I would be the plan guy.
I have to agree with that.
And I think you would make a very great, because I know you're definitely face. Because Brandon is the chameleon. Brandon can find a home in any situation, and then you're definitely Murdoch because you've always seemed to have a very interesting solution to problems. That's not exactly the most linear. So that's how I see it. Do you agree?
I think I'd have to agree with that too, Keith.
Well, I don't want to. I mean, I feel bad. I don't want to say like, oh, I'm the leader. Maybe I should have let you call me the leader.
Oh no, I was picturing you not wanting to do that. Then I was going to say, Keith, you're Hannibal. But instead, now I don't have to be a good friend.
I'm growing into it. I'm just, you know what? I am.
You should have got you a cigar for the episode.
Yeah.
And me a sock puppet or something.
I love it when I'm playing Conquer Together.
That should be the thumbnail. It's just that, and then like you and just saying like, what are these guys on?
Is that how
Or
it
it's
sounds?
like 5 minutes into a chit chat,
Yeah.
and you'll never believe what happens next.
Yeah. If man puts phone in mouth, you will never believe why.
So the next question I have, Keith, is that if Hollywood as a whole came to you tomorrow and said, we're making a new A-Team movie.
Now that is something typical of Hollywood to do.
They come to us apparently a lot of times.
They come to us and they say, what should we do?
We've cast Winnie the Pooh. We've cast the new Cheers reboot.
I don't want to. We are going to do an episode on the new Winnie the Pooh movie. That's all I'm going to say about it now. But I will tell you that at work, I watched the trailer for it. I cried.
Is it the live action one?
I sure did. We can talk about that some other time. But that trailer got me. I'm embarrassed.
So I've asked you to cast
Right.
the four main people as well as Decker.
Who is the bad guy? If you don't know,
It's not the villain. He's after them. He's just
the
doing
antagonist.
his surface. Yes.
He's definitely the antagonist. Brandon made it a point to make sure that I know that, because I've never actually seen the program.
Mm-hmm.
That's important to note. I feel like maybe a lot of people who view haven't seen it, if they're our age or whatever. Maybe I don't know. But he made it a point to explain to me that he's not a bad guy. He's just trying to catch these boys.
I feel like Decker is a lot like, I don't remember the names that used in like the movie, but the girl that like ended up saying, "Oh, you're innocent," but she was after them previously.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think they called her Decker, did they?
I don't have a clue.
I can't remember.
All I remember is that they flew with a tank.
Yes.
Which is cool.
So Keith, do you have your list ready?
I have my list prepared, Brandon.
All right. Now I went down Hannibal Face, Murdoch, I put Mr. T, but it's B. Marcus, and then I put Decker. So are you ready to go in that order?
You said Hannibal, Face, Murdoch, BA, and then Decker?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that order.
Now, for my Hannibal, I chose Bryan Cranston.
That's a good choice. That's a very good choice. Mm-hmm. I'm pleased with your choice there.
I was very happy.
I would watch that program
too. Who do you have for Hannibal?
Okay, I've had Denzel Washington as Hannibal.
I actually came close to putting him as one of the characters.
I think him with the cigar, because I watched The Magnificent Seven with him in it, which is like a guilty pleasure. I think it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's just a Western. They kill a lot of people. The new one. But he has a cigar in that one, and I just picture him saying, "I love it when a plan comes together."
I pictured him being. Eventually, we'll see like who my Decker was, but I think he was like my second or third choice, like for my Decker, because I was like, he plays any role well, but like a serious role, like someone in power, either good or bad, he just does a really good job.
You are absolutely correct.
For my face, this one was the hardest one, and some of the honorable mentions were Ryan Reynolds and Robert Downey Jr. But at the end, and I didn't want to. I don't like going always back to the same actors because it makes this game less fun.
But you do like some of the same actors.
But I looked at face and I thought this needs to be a guy that can just do any role.
Oh boy.
Just any role, like whatsoever. But has to like put a comedic spin on it.
Oh no.
So that takes away Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay. I had an idea where we were going with this.
So where we're going is Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, I almost chose him for mine as well.
Where do you think I was going? Did you think I was going?
I thought you were going to really throw a curveball and say John Glaser, because you always pick John Glaser for everything.
When I looked, I was like, Matthew McConaughey is someone that he's a ladies' man. You can give him any role, and he's going to knock it out of the park.
That's right, he does, guaranteed. Mm-hmm. I would love to see him do that as well in all those different situations.
So who do you have?
My face is, I have to pick Hugh Jackman.
Really?
The Wolverine. I think he's a very handsome man. I think he could be in a lot of costumes, and I think he would be he's a very charismatic Australian, I'm sure.
See, I haven't really seen him. I've maybe seen him maybe one or two movies, because I haven't watched any of the I haven't seen any of the Wolverine or like X-Men movies.
Oh no. Which is fine.
But he was someone that a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just Google like male actors or like female actors. That way, in case like I'm forgetting about someone, and he was someone that I kept passing, and I was like, I just don't know enough about him to know who
he's a swell actor, Brandon. Very swell.
Next, Murdoch. I have Bob Odenkirk.
That'd be a good one.
Caleb has started going through Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
And the more I watch him in that, Breaking Bad, and I've seen him in a couple of other stuff.
Right.
But I feel like really as Saul Goodman, he shines really well. And I just feel like he's a very, very underrated actor. A lot of comedians are. Yeah. But I just feel like he's very underrated, and I feel like he could be someone that could come across as crazy, but also brilliant, like lovable and annoying all at the same time.
I think he's got the full package. Mm-hmm. My Murdoch is going to be Steve Carell.
Another very underrated actor.
Yes, we were tossing names around, and once I heard Steve Carell's name, he's going to be in this bad boy. I don't know if he's underrated. I don't know if I would. I think he's highly rated at this point. I think he's in a lot of stuff, especially after that picture of like whenever he's got like some picture of him randomly out in the world, and he's like really thin, and he's like really hip looking, and he's got a little nice haircut and some cool glasses. Tell you what, If I was not a heterosexual male and I was a heterosexual female, I'd be attracted to Steve Carell.
I feel like he's still in the category of like you would like you'd want your daughter to like be friends with him, date him.
He is also an older man.
But you wouldn't want your daughter to marry. Like, you know, there's girls out there and guys out there that you think, oh, well, that's friend material. That's dating material.
What's wrong with Steve Carell?
No, I think he'd be a great husband.
No, that's not what you're saying.
No, I'm saying that's how people feel. He hasn't broken through that. Like, people don't.
Oh, you're saying that's how people. Okay.
People
okay.
don't know him yet, because I think there's a lot of actors that people think are, oh, that'd be great, like Matt Damon. They think, oh, marry him. Don't marry Matt Damon. He's a bad person.
Marry Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Because they're obviously in the same
If
category.
you have a choice, always would go with Carell.
Yes, if you have a choice, I honestly, when I look at Steve Carell, I feel like if my dad if he became an actor, he didn't be Steve Carell. I feel like they look kind of similar.
Carell all the way. Put Carell on Mars. He'd
Yeah,
get back
send
sooner.
Carell. Yeah, he would start a civilization.
He'd
out
start
there.
talking to dust.
That's right.
Um,
I'm sorry
now
to
for
derail us that way.
for B.A. Baracus,
Okay,
I have Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
that's a good choice. That's pretty good. I mean, he would definitely fit into the muscle.
I feel like because that's really important, and I feel like Mr. T was known for his, like, he would just have really cool like catchphrases, like
Yeah.
be the fool. Like, he could trash talk, but he could back it up.
Ugh.
I feel like The Rock he's made a career out of being
Yeah.
able to trash talk and back it up.
Exactly, he has done that. Now go with me on this one.
Mm-hmm.
This I don't think you're gonna like this choice because it doesn't fit completely with.
Is
the
it Jamie
aesthetic
Foxx?
No, it's not.
Okay.
My choice. It's interesting that you chose The Rock because this person has a pretty recent connection with The Rock.
Uh-huh.
I picked Kevin Hart.
Really?
Yeah, I want Kevin Hart to be him, but I want us to really beef him up, and I want part of like his shtick in the new A-Team to be that he's really short, but he's also really strong. Like, he could probably flip a car over, and like he explains it with like, man, my muscles are short, so it's not as hard to use them or something. And so I'm patting to a small package, but he's like really smart.
When
I
you
don't-
said
I
he
was
had a
really
history,
strong.
I was really hoping you were going to choose Stone Cold Steve
No,
Austin
I'm sorry.
as him.
I can't. I couldn't do that. But I didn't pick Kevin. I just feel like if we really got Kevin Hart jacked, because he is so short. But
See, I feel like Kevin Hart's another one that I put in that category of people think you need to marry him, but he's friend. He's not even boyfriend
I feel
material.
like Kevin Hart might always be on. I feel like that picture I was talking about of Steven Carell,
Uh-huh.
of Steve Carell, like I felt like he was off. Well, he was just doing his thing. Like, he probably wasn't doing any Michael Scott bits as he was in the bookstore he was coming
Yeah.
out of or whatever. But I feel like Kevin Hart might kind of always be on. I feel like he could be a little grating. Like, Kevin, you don't have to talk that way. Like, we're just having lunch, dude. You don't have to like go out.
I feel like part of me could find that annoying, but the other part of me could be really impressed that that's just him being sincere. That's not him trying to do an act.
It very well could be. It probably is him being sincere, and I'm just a bad person.
I like when people discuss things like on here, just in general, and they're like, "Let me tell you who Kevin Hart is." I've never met him.
Yeah, we don't know.
That's like
anything
the other
about
day
Kevin
when
Hart.
I said that 50 Cent would be a great man to meet. I don't know that. He might just shoot me as soon as I walk in.
No, he's not
Or he
gonna
might
shoot
say, "Hey, here's a dump truck full of vitamin water."
He could also say
Um,
that. We probably should shut this video down here soon, so let's knock
All
these
right.
Deckers out.
Decker, I have Harrison Ford.
That's a good choice, Brandon.
Mm.
I love Harrison Ford. You could have picked Harrison Ford for anything, and I would love him. I picked Tom Hanks.
Really?
You never see Tom Hanks as a villain. Can you name when Tom Hanks was a villain? I'm sure he has been.
Toy Story.
It's not. That's a deep cut, Brennan.
Castaway.
I would love for you to hear the argument why Woody is the bad guy in Toy Story. Because not now. I just mean I thought we should do a whole. If you truly believe that, I would love to do a whole video.
I feel
on
like that could be a great triggered episode.
Yeah. Why Woody is the bad guy?
I
in
was
Toy
thinking
Story.
last night I had an opinion, and I was like, if I shared it, I know that people would get fired up about it.
The riot. I think we should make some episodes like that, but we'll discuss that in our weekly production meeting after this video is finished recording.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Mhm.
That's the A teams, the double A teams. So be sure to look for that next fall when your new shows come out. 'Cause
If you're Hollywood,
If
give
you're
us
Hollywood-
$80 million. Each one,
Yeah.
either one of
Yeah.
these movies.
Or we can mix and match.
And I feel like my movie would be just critically acclaimed. Heath's
Mine
one,
would just be
you put,
good family fun.
You put Kevin Hart and Tom Hanks, you're gonna get money.
That's just good down home family loving fun. I don't know why I used those words, but we thank you very much for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope that you will click that subscribe button to watch us do this every single week. We got sketches that come out on Monday. We want you to watch those. And be sure to like and comment, and we'll see you in the next video. But first,